flavor? What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it where do you go when your heart's with a fever? When she's cruel, but you won't leave her. Oh, here we are, all the freaks and believers, all the sweet neon dreamers. Oh, my city. She never sleeps, my city. She never weeps, my city. She keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it
What's the story, Raw fans? Tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include
Abby the Witch on Raw.
The Undertaker Returns.
And the newest couple in WWE is taking over.
All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story. We discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view. However, this week we were kind of messed up because we didn't stream after the pay-per-view. I hope Prius sees a spike in sales this week thanks to Bryan and the crowd at Stomping Grounds. We chanted. That's funny.
Prius. Oh, boy. I can just imagine how fun that was, being there, you know, with those people. Fun people.
Well, I tell you what, I thought, considering I was expecting not much from the pay-per-view, I thought it was a pretty good pay-per-view.
I actually thought it was really good.
And
for what it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. For it being the first ever Stomping Grounds pay-per-view, I thought it was really good. For it being another one of those pay-per-views that people were like, it's like one of those trash pay-per-views, so to speak, that people thought it was going to be, because it's a nothing pay-per-view. It's like Great Balls of Fire. That's what they thought it was going to be like.
Yeah.
Which that was a terrible pay-per-view. It wasn't. It was a good pay-per-view, I thought. I think everybody was behind this pay-per-view up until, like you said, Scott, the last match. And I mean, I get it. I understand. It was kind of So, I have some explaining to do here. You know, I after that tweet went up, where they said that Becky versus Lacey was going on first, I was like, stuff's gonna go down later in the evening. And that's when I was like, well, guest ref, who else is it gonna be? Becky or Lacey? Now, because they're going on first, you will almost assume that Becky would win, which she did. Which would then mean that Lacey would be the guest ref, and to get back at Becky. And that's what I was saying at first. This was like 30 minutes before the pre-show started. I had like scrolled through Twitter and I had seen the tweet that they had posted earlier in the afternoon. And I was like, am I allowed to change my pick? Because I know who the guest ref is going to be. I got it. I will be right. I promise you I will. Let me change it. Legally, I'm allowed to change it because there's still 30 minutes before the show starts. I'm going to pull a James, and I'm going to change my prediction. Well, Mr. I'm going to rain on your parade wouldn't let me do that. And so I was like, you're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. And I would have been right.
Yes, you would have been.
Because I was right. So anyways, we'll kind of like touch on the pay-per-view first, and then we'll get into Raw. But stuff will just kind of mesh together because it just will. It all goes together. So the match that we started with was on the pre-show, and I was kind of shocked that this match was on the pre-show, the Cruiserweights, because the last 2 or 3 pay-per-views they've been on the main card, and so I thought that was going to be a permanent thing. Apparently not.
No.
Because I honestly thought that the New Day and Kevin Owens and Sami match would be on the pre-show because it's a nothing match. It wasn't for anything. Except to fuel their rivalry a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I mean...
Their ongoing rivalry. So, the Cruiserweight Championship match ended up being first on the pre-show, and I was a little upset about it. Tony Nese, who is a champ, versus Akira Tozawa versus Drew Gulak. This was a heck of a match, man. This was some good old wrestling. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. 205 Live guys, they really don't disappoint. Aside from that one match at Money in the Bank that I was like, please just stop this. Because it's too long.
It's definitely a good match.
They don't they're not generally like that. And that was kind of a shock back at Money in the Bank when that match, I was like, it was dragging on and I didn't want to watch it because I was just bored of it. This is what the 205 Live guys are known for. They're really good in-ring skills.
Yeah, they are.
Which
as far as wrestling, it's a good match.
It makes me sad that they're on the pre-show because it's really good. And like, I don't know, man. It just makes me upset.
It is really good, but unless you watch 205 Live, there's like no storyline behind any of it, so you're just looking for a good match. So starting this off with this match really doesn't shock me, just because that way you get good wrestling in.
I mean, I understand why they keep putting them on the pre-show, but the thing is, like, they were on the main card the last 2 pay-per-views, and I thought that was a big step up in them actually putting them on there because they had enough faith in them to get over with the crowd, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Which is it's a little upsetting. So ultimately, I and several other people who picked Drew Gulak won. That's not you. You said Tony Nese was going to retain. Lots of people said Drew Gulak because it was his day, man. It was totally his day. I felt, with as much as they'd been pushing him, it was totally his. He was taking it home, and he did. He won the Cruiserweight Championship, and man, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Heck of a fight heck of a show, heck of a fight. It was really good. Cruiserweight title match was the best match of the night. You know, I'm going to disagree with you there. Because there was another match that I got into this other match a lot. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But there was another match aside from this one that I really, really got into that I was like, hello, Anthony. How's it going? The champ.
Drew finally won.
In what world? You liked Corbin versus Rollins? LOL. No! That wasn't the match. I was talking about Scott.
She was talking about Lacey versus Becky, and Lacey was the one she really liked.
I wasn't talking about that match either. But okay. I mean, I have things to say about that match. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Because that's the next match. This match opened the show. Becky versus Lacey. It was Again, I have issues with Lacey. Everybody knows it. The whole world knows it. Becky had to call this match really loudly. Like you could see it. You could physically see her telling Lacey what to do, which is what you're not supposed to do. That, in my opinion, isn't Becky's fault. because Lacey, going into it, should know what she's supposed to do. Becky can be there to guide her, but she shouldn't have to physically yell across the ring at Lacey to be like, oh, back elbow. Stop. She shouldn't have to yell at Lacey, hey, we're doing a back elbow, right before they do it. Like physically yell it at her. You know what I mean? And this isn't the first time that Becky's had to do that in a Lacey match.
No.
And it's only with Lacey that she does it. Because Lacey isn't good in the ring. Lacey doesn't know her way around the ring. That's an issue.
Or is it more that she needs more work and just WWE doesn't work with her?
You always twist my words. This is what I'm saying, people. I'm saying it in sort of not nice way. She's not good in the ring. And, we had a whole conversation about this last night because you were arguing with me in the car. And I was like, you know what? I get it. I understand it. People, we were talking. You were like, oh, well, you can't sit here and blah, 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 yell at Lacey for blah, 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 because it's WWE's fault. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But does a normal everyday wrestling fan who doesn't overanalyze things, I overanalyze everything. I do that because we sit here and do the show. Now, does a normal wrestling fan, a normal WWE fan, do they sit there and say, and think about it this way, where it's, oh, Lacey is terrible in the ring and it's WWE's fault? Normal wrestling fans don't do that.
The thing is,
before we started doing this show, I didn't look at it that way.
Whose fault is it, though?
It's WWE's fault.
Yeah.
And I get that. I understand that. But normal people don't look at it that way.
It's no different than if any other sport or anything you do, if you have someone at your job and your boss doesn't fire you because you're not doing your job, whose fault is it?
It's your fault.
Wrong. It's the owner, the boss's job. The
Sorry,
boss
say
should
that
be
again.
over.
What did you just say? I totally wasn't listening.
If
I was kind of spacing off.
Any other job, if you don't do your job, who's in charge?
The boss.
And what should he do if you're not doing your job right?
Fix it.
Fix it or
Fire you. Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously.
Well, why haven't we fired Lacey Evans yet?
WWE isn't doing it. So whose fault is it?
It is WWE's fault, and I'm not denying that, bro. I say this all the time. You don't listen to me. It goes in one ear and out the other.
No, because I see you post tweets, oh, Lacey Evans, you're bad, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
Since when?
You're always talking about, oh, did you see the post about these people?
I
liked it. It was cool.
I retweet things because it's true facts.
The thing is,
she's not good in the ring.
Okay.
Just because I retweet something doesn't mean that's my idea, whatever. I just retweet it because I partially feel the same way. Okay? Jeez.
Yes.
So
you do.
I understand the fact that it is WWE's fault. What they should have done in the first place, instead of throwing her in the spotlight, was keep her in NXT, where she could still be working, but she's not.
No.
Because they're stupid. But it's going to come back to bite Lacey in the butt. Lacey is ultimately going to be the one to get the heat. It's not going to be WWE.
Well, WWE kind of gets the heat because they've had crap matches.
Well, they might, but ultimately it's going to fall back on Lacey. If Lacey looks terrible in the ring, it's going to fall back on Lacey.
Okay, but they keep putting her back in these positions, so that's not Lacey's fault.
No, it's not Lacey's fault that they're putting her in the positions, but you don't... It's like talking to a brick wall, people, I swear to you. Lacey... Oh, boy. There were just so many spots in this match where Becky had to call super loudly. The kick in the corner where Becky does this in about every one of her matches. She does the bounce off the bottom rope to the top rope, and then she kicks whoever it is in the ribs. She does that in every match. She got ready to do that. She jumped up. The next one. She went for the kick. Lacey wasn't there. She had to come down. And then Lacey was like, and then she walked back up as if she had been kicked by the invisible foot that just hit her in the face. Okay. Then she got closer and ended up getting kicked. Becky, no, it was Billy. I remember things correctly here. Becky had to call the drop kick with Billy a couple weeks ago, too. Yeah, because she wasn't close enough. She, you could physically see it. She was yelling, get closer, get closer, get closer. When you're supposed to have spots like that, know what you're doing. It's not like they didn't go through it. You know?
Well, they might have. They might not have.
Because going into it, they have to have an idea of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And if Lacey knows that she's going to get kicked from Becky doing her bouncy kick thing off the ropes, then maybe she should know that that's what she's supposed to be doing.
I'm not saying that she's not, that she doesn't have issues. I'm saying she takes a lot of heat because
she does.
WWE puts her in that position.
But the thing is, nobody looks at it that way. That's the thing that you don't get.
Well, maybe
nobody looks at it that way as being WWE's
maybe they
fault.
should be yelling at WWE and not Lacey.
But it ultimately comes back on Lacey because Lacey looks bad in the ring.
Okay, but she's not the one that's went out and scheduled the matches.
No, she's not.
So
once again,
Yes. So anyway,
brick wall. Sometimes I get so mad at you, I just want to scream.
I know, just because we're talking about.
No, because you don't listen. The thing is here, the heat ultimately comes back on Lacey. That's the way it is. With any other superstar who's been terrible in the ring, do you see the heat coming back on WWE? No, you don't. That's not the way it works.
Well, they haven't had another superstar that they've done
No, but there have been other superstars that are absolutely horrible in the ring.
They are.
Some of the people that we have that are, like I don't even know, like a No Way Jose type guy. We've had people like that.
Yeah.
That are horrible in the ring.
Yeah.
But the heat goes to them. It doesn't go to WWE. That's the way it's always been.
But Lacey takes more heat than anybody else just because WWE keeps putting her back in that position.
Well, maybe she does. But
Just saying.
Okay, whatever. Moving on. Becky ends up winning, retaining her title. Wasn't shocked to see this. I think pretty much everybody except you and Colin and possibly even Colin and Scott. Scott didn't get a point here either. So, y'all were like, oh, Lacey's gonna win. Bup. Leave your mouths.
That's going to be Extreme Rules where they win.
No, it isn't. Whatever. So, next match we have, I believe, if I remember properly, it was the KO and Sami match. I don't know.
This match didn't really impress me. This is the one match I think that was.
No, it wasn't good.
It
wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I didn't love it. I think it was a pointless match, and I feel like this should have been the match to go on the pre-show, and the Cruiserweight should have been put on the main card.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think the Cruiserweight one had more at stake. It was a better match in general, and KO and Sami end up getting the win, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Good match. Then we have, I think we had the Ricochet and Joe match.
I think so.
I believe.
I thought this match was good.
Now this, Scott. This is where the best match of the night, I think, has to go to this one.
Yeah, definitely a good match.
In my opinion, this was the best match of the night. I was sitting there in the car, because we were not home to watch this. I was sitting there in the car, obviously, because we didn't do a show yesterday. I was sitting in the car, and I was, like, holding my phone, and I was, like, watching this, and I was like, go to the top rope, let's go, Ricochet, let's go! And then he, like, got knocked off, and I was like, no! Like, I was stressed watching this match. Like, this was a stressful match. A lot of back and forth where I was like, I was so, like, during this match.
Yeah.
And then Ricochet went to the top rope. I was like, he sold it so hard. Like, he sold it so well. He was like, trying to climb on the top ropes. I was like, dude, just get on the top ropes! My brain's gonna explode! And then he did. And then he hit the 630 splash. And I was like, whoa, another point for me, sucker! Because there were only a handful of us that picked Ricochet to win.
Yes.
And that was me. I picked Ricochet to win. And I was like so excited. And it was so good. And this match had me on my toes the whole time. And this was just an all-around great match. I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, it was a good match.
I knew that this match, going into it, I knew that this match was going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, definitely.
Super hard to beat. Then we had the tag team match. Bryan, he botched his entrance flip. He did.
Yeah, we saw
His
that.
cape, it was his cape. That's what did it.
Yeah.
He flipped backwards and his cape, like, got caught, and then he almost, like, stepped on it and almost tripped. But he saved himself because he put his hand down and he was like, he played it off all cool.
Yeah.
But he put up a tweet after. He was like, my stupid cape almost made me screw up my flip. But you know what? I walked out U.S. champs, so it all ended up working out at the end.
Yeah.
It was real funny. So then we have probably Roman versus Drew. I don't even know. No, Bryan versus, I almost said Bryan versus Rowan. Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery for the tag team championships. Oh, one other thing to note about that U.S. title match, after it was over, we panned to the back, and he was back there, like, giving people high fives. Seth was standing there. Charlotte was standing there, and people were kind of confused as to why she was, because she's supposed to be a heel. And people don't quite understand why she was standing back there congratulating Ricochet, because she's supposed to be a heel.
Okay, so.
Well, it just doesn't go with her character.
So she's supposed to not like everybody?
Yeah.
Oh.
They didn't understand it. Just
Yeah.
because it doesn't go with her character, which is why it threw people off. They were like, well, that's weird. Why would you have her backstage? Why would you have her backstage hugging and high-fiving Ricochet, being like, woo, go you, great job. You know? Because she doesn't do it with anybody else.
Is she a heel?
Yes.
Why?
Because she
Because she faced Becky?
No, but she just is a heel.
Oh.
That's her persona.
Because she faced Becky.
No, she's a heel.
All right.
Ask anybody. Chat, is Charlotte a heel or a face? She's not a face. I can tell you that right now. They've tried that before, and she works better as a heel. She gets better heel heat.
What is a heel and a face right now?
I mean, there really is no difference, but with Charlotte, she's supposed to be dad. Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be bad.
bad. Whatever. Bad dad. She's supposed to be dad. She's supposed to be like her dad. Well, her dad is kind of on, like, the line of being heel and face, both.
That's what I'm saying. So,
But
you know.
that, I think of her as a heel.
Well, I don't think it was that big a deal. I mean, it was.
But that's just one other thing to note, is people were kind of questioning, is that, like,
impromptu
supposed to
moment.
be a face turn? Is she supposed to be bad? Yeah. Or dad.
Again, I think it's just
Or dad. Whatever.
part of the show, and they decided, or she decided to be there, congratulating him.
I don't know. People just kind of questioned it. So then we have Heavy Machinery who comes out after that. And we get Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery. Obviously. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Otis got over like nobody's business.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they won't use them. You saw them definitely give her some TV time. I think that's probably what a lot of it was.
I think she's going to go for Bayley. That's what I'm thinking.
The Heavy Machinery thing, if they start pushing the tag team division, then this, was a legitimate, match that could have went either way. But, I mean, it was pretty obvious with the way they've treated the tag team division who was winning this.
I mean, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just...
It was a good match, I thought.
Yeah, definitely a good match.
Decent for what it was. Like I said, Otis got over, like, really well. And, of course, Daniel Bryan was over a lot because it was Washington, and that's, you know, that's where he's from.
Yeah.
And so he gets the hometown crowd, and they loved it. So, Bryan and Rowan end up retaining, and then we have Bayley versus Alexa. You guys, I made a stupid decision. So, the other day, it was like 2 days before Stomping Grounds, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to my original pick, and I'm going to say Alexa wins, not Bayley. Alexa's going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. I was so mad because I had it in the grasp of my hands. If only I had just stuck with Bayley and didn't, like, go back to my first pick, I would have been fine. But I wasn't.
Yep.
Because I was stupid.
So Bayley gets the win.
Yeah, Bayley got the win. There was, like, some friction between Nikki and Alexa where she thought Nikki was going to help her out, but she didn't, and they kind of just like, I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, it was a good match. Then we had Roman versus Drew for the 50th time. Again, like I said, I wasn't really going to pay attention during this match.
Well, again, considering that, you know, we've had this match 100 times, I didn't think it was that bad of a match. And
it was no, and I don't think it was a horrible match. I
It.
did end up watching it, and it wasn't a horrible match. It's just the fact that it's Drew and Roman again.
But I
for
get
the
that.
50th time.
But I thought it was good. I thought overall it was a good match. I thought the way they did it was good. I thought that, you know, like I said, overall it was a good match. I thought. I mean,
I'm not denying it wasn't. It was a good match. I'm just saying that, you know, it was Drew and Roman. And y'all
considering it,
and Shane was at ringside, so that was fun.
Yeah.
So then we have Kofi versus Dolph, and this, boy oh boy, the finish to this match was crazy. So the way it finished, Kofi retained, but Dolph was like Kofi was like down and out. So thought everybody. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, Dolph's gonna win the title! And he started crawling to get out of the cage. And Kofi just, like, leaps over the top rope and splat on the floor, and he won the match. Everybody was like,
I thought it was cool how they ended it.
what the heck did I just watch?
Yeah, it was pretty cool how they ended it.
Like, Kofi legitimately
Flew
over the top rope, which is, like, pretty tall. And generally, people pull the top rope down if you're going to go over it.
Yeah.
Unless you're Ricochet or Finn Balor. But who's Finn Balor? We don't know who that is. I'm not wearing his merch. I haven't seen him in months. Like I said, who is he? Nobody knows anymore. But he just, like, flew.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely a good match.
It was a good ending. Then we get to the main event that, as Scott I can't speak. As Scott said before, everybody crapped on this. Corbin comes out and he's like, oh, I've got my guest referee. Seth is like, cut the crap, Corbin. Get in the ring. I'm going to beat down whoever it is. Well, then he's like, well, no, you won't. Because my ref is none other than the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. And he was like, oh, I can't beat her with a chair then, can I?
Let me ask you this. Why did people crap on this match?
Well, in my opinion.
I mean, Scott was there, so what
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear
what do you
Scott's...
think? Why do people crap on this match?
I want to hear what Scott has to say, because he was there, and he was in the crowd, and people were yelling a million different chants during this, from things I saw. And, for me, in my mind, what makes me think why everybody crapped on this match and didn't like it was because Lacey was the guest referee. Because the piddling around to get Becky out there took forever.
I thought it was good lead up to get her out there.
She was able to
I
change
thought the way they
match.
did it was awesome.
She was able to change the match, which people didn't like because normal referees don't do that.
Okay.
They
This wasn't a normal referee. This was a guest referee,
No, it
handpicked by
wasn't.
Corbin. You
But-
knew what was going to happen when he handpicked.
No,
Corbin.
as soon as Lacey came out, I knew she was going to try and screw over Seth. I 100% knew that.
Yes.
I knew she was going to do it. Now,
Yes.
from the very beginning, from like the moment she tripped on the cords coming out, which I thought was kind of funny. And she can't even walk to the ring. Jeez.
Again, everything she does is criticized. She could do backflips out there perfectly, and if someone would go, "Oh, she landed that wrong on that one."
I thought it was funny. There was like a cord taped to the floor, and she tripped over. It wasn't even like a loose cord.
Well, obviously, it must have been up enough
She
that when you're
tripped
coming out.
over it. I don't even know, man. But so that was funny to begin with. She almost tripped on trying to get on the steps, and then the fans from the very beginning were chanting Becky. They were chanting Becky.
Yep.
Let's just go to my good old messages here, because I'm pretty sure Scott sent me a message with what the crowd was saying. We'll just find. Oops, wrong one. Let's just find it.
The thing I don't understand is why,
Oh, okay. Scott said, fantastic, except for the last two matches. Lost the crowd. The chants in the last match were AEW, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, boring, and this is awful. Then he went on to say, Lacey was a terrible choice as a special ref.
I thought it was a perfect choice.
I understand it. I understand why we chose her to continue this feud forevermore, because Becky versus Lacey and Corbin versus Seth is all we're ever going to get anymore. I understand that. Do I like it? No. Do I understand it? Yes. Maybe, just maybe, this might change some of Corbin and Lacey's I want to change the channel heel heat to some different kind of heel heat. Because right now that's what they got. Lacey's got the I'm going to crap all over you heel heat. And Corbin has the I don't want to watch you, I'm going to change my channel heel heat. Because he has been on TV so much.
He has been.
And so...
But the thing is, I don't understand why people are crapping on the match. I mean, it's... Like I said, it's...
I get it. Like
overall,
I said,
I didn't think it was a bad
like
match.
I said, I get it. I understand why they are. Because of the choice of the ref. And watching it from TV, it felt like it dragged on forever with the Lacey stuff. So I get it. But like I said, I understand why they did it.
Yeah. So Seth ends up getting the win.
Yeah. After good old Bex comes out to save his butt once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they had their little moment in the ring. And they were just hanging out, Cool.
Yeah.
Champ. Awesome. And a lot of people today, looking at Twitter, have been like, well, last night watching it, it didn't look like Becky and Seth. They didn't look like they were dating. They looked like they were just friends. From what we
like
saw
I said,
last
it's
night.
probably awkward to pull your personal relationship out into the middle of the ring at your job.
Yeah. And that's what you said last night. And
It's not like you walk into your job and give, if you're dating somebody at your job, you don't walk in and go, "Oh, I love you. Good to see you. Give me a big hug and give me a big kiss." And I mean, it's probably just awkward that,
And I think it leads some suspense up to when they do have, their big moment where they look like they're actually dating.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what we're leading up to.
Yeah, probably. All right. So now we have Raw. Again,
And everything we just talked about will tie into Raw.
I thought Raw was pretty solid tonight.
For the most part, yes. The way they opened the show, man, I just wish they wouldn't have done that at the beginning. We'll talk about that first. Because we were told that Becky and Seth would be on Raw. And they would be opening the show.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then Seth comes out first and he talks about, how Corbin thought he had my number once again. Stupid Corbin. But he chose a guest ref. You know, I couldn't beat Lacey down with a chair. I'm not gonna do that. But he chose somebody who knew would help get under my skin.
Yeah.
Get under somebody else's skin. And trying to screw me up. And he knew. He knew. He had a good idea. Well, unfortunately, I had better backup than he did. So, and before he could say another word, Becky comes out. And then they, you know, kind of have like their face-to-face moment once again. And then, you know, they talk about, Seth was like, yeah, I just want to be done with Corbin. And Becky was like, yeah, I just want to be done with Lacey. I don't want to deal with them again. Corbin's music hits. We think Corbin's about to come out. Well, it's not. Lacey attacks Becky from behind. Becky begins to fight Lacey. Seth pulls Becky off of Lacey. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And Becky's like, no, get out of the way. She pushed him out of the way. And people were like, oh. And then she went right back after Lacey. And then Corbin came out and got Seth. And then Becky and Seth then went to throw both Lacey and Corbin out of the ring. And then they all got on the mic. And Lacey and Corbin were like, we want a mixed tag team match with you two at Extreme Rules. And Becky and Seth were like, well, okay, we'll give it to you under one condition here. This is the last time we will ever face in the ring, ever. Like, we're done after this. No more singles matches, no more nothing. We're done. And then they were like, well, we're going to one-up you, and we want it to be for the titles. And they're like, okay, we accept.
This is why I think that Lacey and Corbin will win, because this isn't going to be the last time they face each other.
I don't know about that.
We'll see.
Yeah, because I honestly...
We'll see how the next couple weeks go. See if they start to push somebody else. See if they start to do something with somebody else.
Well, they're not going to push... No, they're not going to push anybody else.
No, well, they can. You can push other people.
No, but they're
without
not,
putting
they're not
them in a title
going to
spot.
Because they're going to leave them... Okay, well, if we're talking about that, then yeah, they could.
You can push other people on your shows without putting them in a title spot.
No, but what I'm saying is they could... They're not going to push anybody else to go for, like...
No, they won't.
To try and get to that title spot because they're focusing on this stupid Lacey and Corbin thing again. And I didn't like that this was announced at the beginning of the show. I wish they would have waited. You know what? I honestly would have flip-flopped the beginning of the show and the end of the show, in my opinion. The People's Champ is here. What's up?
Oh, by the way, we didn't talk about the scores.
Oh, no.
From the pay-per-view. Go back and talk about your scores from the pay-per-view.
Scores from the pay-per-view. Okay.
Just do it quick. We know you won.
So, in first place, we have me. I got a total of 7. In second place, we have 3 people. Colin.
4 people.
4 people? Colin, Elijah, Export, and Anthony. You all got... I lost. Elijah said I lost. You all got second place. Big step up for Colin there from a total of 2 the last time.
Yes.
Woohoo! Good for him. You were in third place with 5, and James was in last place with 4.
It's okay, James.
There's always next time, unless you retire.
You can be the 24/7 European.
Unless you retire like
champion.
Somebody did, but then he came out of retirement to get second place.
Yeah.
You know, because that's, you know, what people do. So yeah, I won. I'm the champ once again. Yeah. 2-time champ here, Anthony. Sorry, bub, you lost it. But maybe you can regain it. You know, we have another pay-per-view in 3 weeks, so it's fine.
Soon. So back to this, the opening of tonight's Raw. Overall, I didn't think it was too bad.
I'm still the People's Champ.
You are the People's Champ, James.
You can be the People's Champ. That's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Yes.
I'm the Prediction Champ, though. Nobody's taking that away from me.
I didn't think it was bad.
I said, I didn't think it was a bad segment. I don't like that it was the beginning of the show.
Okay.
I wish they would have flip-flopped the end with the beginning.
Okay.
Because I didn't really feel that the end was super huge.
Yeah.
And I might even go to lengths to say that I might flip-flop the middle with the end.
We said the same thing, James. You know, we thought Raw, this was probably the best Raw of the year.
Are you sure about that? We said that last week.
I think this week's is better than last week's.
You know, I gotta agree. We had something happen here that was kind of cool. So.
Well, I thought the whole show overall was cool, with the exception of this next match.
Yeah. Well, talking about Becky's segments, I was a little disappointed. This was the only segment she was in. I was like, what? What kind of garbage is this? It was like a 10-minute segment. That was it. I was a little disappointed.
This is part of why people hate Raw right now and SmackDown, is because they have the same people on for like 35 minutes doing nothing.
No, but not Becky.
Okay, but even with that, you have to change it. You have to change it
no,
up.
No, you might have to, but now
Becky
you're going to diminish.
No,
but now you're going to diminish them to having.
No, you're not. Time? Your big stars are still going to be your big stars.
How are they still going to be your big stars if you don't give them any TV time?
Because they're the champions.
Okay, whatever. I don't care.
You don't leave them out there for hours.
So?
You don't leave them out there for, you do what they did tonight.
Okay, whatever.
You keep the segment short and simple.
I think the segment was decent. I think it was stupid.
Think about this. Why do you hate Shane?
Because he's on TV way too much.
He's on TV way too much. He developed his heel character because they put him on all the time. Why do you hate Corbin?
Because he's been on TV the last 6 months.
There you are. You see him all the time.
Now, look at this.
You get tired of him. Why do you hate Lacey?
It has nothing to do with TV time.
Why do you hate Lacey?
It has nothing to do with TV time.
Okay, tell me why you hate Lacey.
Because right now she's going up against Becky.
That's part of it, but you talked about her. You've talked about not liking her and all this other stuff. So whether it was Becky or not...
Yeah, no, Shane isn't going anywhere. Okay, please, God, let this be the end of the plank. Let Becky move on, for God's sakes. I agree. Corbin is a joke, too. I agree with both of those statements.
I think Corbin is a perfect heel.
I would agree with that if he wasn't on TV so much.
You hate him because he's on TV so much.
I do.
Exactly.
Because he's on TV too much.
Because you see the same characters over and over again.
No, but it's not like...
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Just whatever. Again, like I said, it's like talking to a brick wall. Can we get a brick wall background?
Yeah, we can.
And then can we just have you wear all green?
Yeah.
And then you'll just blend in for just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm talking because that's what it's like. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You're a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Sometimes I swear, man. So, yeah, segment decent. Would have put it somewhere else on the show. The tag team elimination match we had next was Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the Revival. And the Revival.
Brick wall.
Yeah, see? Brick wall. Can't you just see it? Brick wall. Can we get that on a t-shirt? Brick wall.
I'm thinking about
I'm with brick wall.
Not
I'm with, those shirts that are like, I'm with stupid. Well, I'm with brick wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, that's you.
Yep.
So, anyways, Daniel Bryan and Rowan and the Revival versus the Usos and the New Day. Okay.
This is the one match that I didn't like tonight.
Question. Why, on the face of this earth, if the New Day lost yesterday to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, why are they the next ones in line to go for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships? Can we just soak that in for a minute? They just got beat by another tag team that's on SmackDown. But yet, that puts them a step ahead of them?
This is why I would like to see them go to a rating system.
So
like every week, you would have a rating system put out.
They get a step ahead of them,
and you don't have to do it on the show.
Like what? Good match. Okay, so one other thing about the matches now. Vince McMahon and his brilliant ideas has decided that he's going to stop matches before commercial breaks and then continue the match when you get back from commercial break. So, I think that helped put more wrestling on the show tonight.
Yeah.
But what are we doing while we're waiting?
Well, Xavier Woods was laying in the ring like tonight.
They had to come up with different
they had to
ways.
Scrape him up off.
No, they had to come up with different ways to get people, or to get the stopping before they went to commercial break. Like the Good Brothers came out during AJ's match, which had him get on the mic, and then they went to commercial break, and they were like, "Oh, this match is restarted," and blah 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 blah. Ring the bell.
I don't understand why they couldn't go to like a soccer thing where, like,
why not do the commercial thing like you did before with SmackDown?
Either a split commercial or have advertisers, like a digital advertisement in the middle of the ring that the wrestlers don't see. It's not there. It's just like an ad running in the ring.
I mean, yeah, I think that would be better. Anything, I don't know. We'll just have to see how this plays out because honestly, it just kind of depends. As I said, we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of weeks.
I can see it stopping the flow of matches if things aren't done right.
And like I said, what are they doing in between with those live crowds?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
like, it makes you kind of wonder.
It's not like you're trying to kill an hour or something like that. It's
no,
like
I know it. It's a couple minutes, but like, what are they doing though? Because you're in the middle of a match.
I don't know.
And you're gonna stop? Are they like standing there the whole time cutting a promo?
Might be.
Or what? I don't know. I have questions. So the Usos end up getting the win in this match. I don't think this match was necessary. I believe that these are going to be the two different tag team championship matches. My goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Matches that we get next. Bryan and Rowan versus the New Day for the championships. And the Revival versus the Usos for the championships.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting to see, at least.
Yeah, probably.
Because that just makes sense, in my opinion. So, then we get Miz TV with R-Truth and Mella. Now, right before this, I want to say, there was a video backstage of the Miz walking to the ring. Or, like, walking to where he needs to walk to. And there was a corner, okay? And when he walked straight, he's walking straight at us, and there's, like, a corner that you need to, like, that you come this way to, like, look around the corner, whatever. Abby the Witch's head popped out. During that, I didn't see it at first until somebody put up a tweet, and they were like, what the heck is this? What? They are invading the world. Because before, they were just in their little TV show.
Yeah.
But after they were like, oh, let us in, follow us, join us.
Yeah.
Are they trying to recruit people?
I don't know.
What's happening here?
Aleister Black?
I don't know.
Finn Balor?
We'll have to keep an eye on tomorrow and see if we see any more, like, puppets in the background. Because I think I saw someone say that they saw Mercy the Buzzard. Is that right? That's his name, right? Mercy?
Yeah,
Mercy the
so.
Buzzard. I don't know why that just sounded weird. They said that they saw Mercy the Buzzard in the background of one of them. I haven't seen anything yet, but I definitely saw Abby the Witch.
Yeah.
Definitely saw Abby.
So Bray Wyatt's there somewhere.
It's a matter of where. Now, I had ideas for him with that being shown. I think the end of his TV show was last week. I don't think we're seeing Firefly Funhouse
I don't think
again.
so either.
Which is a little upsetting. Because that would be good. But
I don't know if they're going to have them face each other. They may be a faction.
I had ideas for what could go down tonight at the end of this match at the main event, but it didn't. I'll kind of talk about that in just a little bit. But Extreme Rules, Seth and Becky versus the Plank and the Joke, Corbin. I made a name for them. The waiters.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he was backstage. I wonder, like I said, they're probably close to starting to use him live.
What did I call them?
I don't something waiters.
I know, I can't
I don't remember.
What's Lacey's thing? Oh, the classiest waiters.
Yeah.
That's what I called them on Twitter. I said the classiest waiters. That's what I said. Because Baron Corbin looks like he works at Olive Garden. And Lacey's classy, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's what I called them. That's our tag team name. We have Lynch and the classiest waiters.
Yeah.
Book it. mixed tag team match. Well, whoa, look at that. We're getting one. What?
Yep.
So, Miss TV segment. I felt like this was a weaker 24/7 segment. I liked the one that they did later in the show better.
It was weak, but I thought it was cool.
I mean, I understand it, and I get it. Because, they did the whole Drake Maverick wedding thing. So, essentially what happens, Truth is getting asked a whole bunch of questions, and we're told that the championship rules are broken because they're not in play. Nobody can come attack you in the ring right now because we're having an interview. And so, he talks about that. And then Drake Maverick comes out and is like, Truth, I want my one love back. And Mella was like, oh, Truth, he wants his wife back. And he was like, no, I want the 24/7 championship back. Jeez, you stupid idiots.
Yeah.
Whoa, boy, his wife must feel great. But he's talking about winning his one true love, and then he was like, you know what, I want a match. And Truth was like, okay. So then we get a 24/7 championship match, and it's over in a matter of 2.5 seconds because that's about the only time that this match can get. 2.5 seconds. Of course, R-Truth retains. Were you expecting anything less? I would have loved for the belt to go back on Maverick, but it's a sad, sad day.
I thought it was good. I mean, I thought the whole segment was good. For the 24/7 championship, I thought it was good.
Or the 27-4 championship.
Yeah, the 27-4 championship.
I mean, like I said, it was decent. I like the one that they did later in the show better.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I just like the flow of it. So then we get Drew and Shane versus Roman in a handicap match. Whatever will Roman do? So the match gets started. And Shane and Drew, of course, they're destroying Roman, literally destroying him, and this makes Roman look excellent, as I've said before, excellent, wonderful, 10 out of 10. He's the best wrestler on the roster, and he's like being beat down by Shane McMahon. Really? So then Shane is like, Drew, put him in the corner, coast to coast. He gets set up to do a coast to coast. And my goodness. Shane gets on the top ropes. And he's like... And the bells ring. Now, not the ding, 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 ding. The dong. And I'm like... I was sitting there on my bed and I was typing something and I was like... And they rang again. And I was like... No way! And I yelled at you from the other room. I was like, you gotta get in here! You gotta get the Undertaker! You gotta get in! And the Undertaker shows up. And he attacks Shane and Drew. And the rest is history.
Yeah, so much for, everyone criticized the Goldberg and Undertaker match before it even happened, talking about the old 50-year-old guys. Well, Elijah said it right there, the loudest pop he's heard this year.
I'm not doubting that.
Would agree.
They got a really big pop. Nobody...
Part of this was because this was unexpected.
This was 100% unexpected. Nobody had reported anything about it. There were no wrestling websites that were like, oh, Undertaker's reportedly at Raw. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody knew.
I think one thing that made it...
Even the wrestling websites, if you look on Twitter, Fightful was like, well, that was a surprise.
I think the one thing about this was... See, it, I would, Goldberg showing up on SmackDown Live tomorrow night, I wouldn't...
It was really funny because I said that. I said that too. I didn't say SmackDown. I was like, "Oh, watch Goldberg will show up."
Well,
next.
they could bring somebody that's old back if they can still move, still get around, and still do their thing. The one thing about Undertaker, he wasn't a high flying type wrestler, so as long as he's healthy enough to walk and things like that and do his thing, then he can still be part of something in WWE.
Yeah.
And obviously, the crowd still loves him.
No, I mean, no matter how...
So,
Let's be honest here. No matter how much people criticize him or no matter how much people are like, oh, well, this match was horrible, every time he comes back, he's going to get a huge pop. He's the Undertaker. He's been doing this for what? Like...
Forever.
I almost said 50 years. Would that be like...
The thing is they can, maybe they can tie this into the Bray Wyatt thing. Or the
Possibly.
Aleister Black thing.
Possibly. Now, the one thing with Bray Wyatt is that he has already had a feud with him previously.
Well, he has. Maybe you don't necessarily have a feud with him. Maybe it's like, okay...
I feel like Elijah said this before. He was like the dark
I've let you in
ministry business, which it'd be funny if that was what happened. Elijah would be like spot on. Like, ooh, boy. That's a prediction for the banks. The books.
Well, and the weird thing is
books, not the banks.
The last I had seen is the Undertaker was probably done.
Well, that's what they say. No, but the thing is, like, that's what every website says after he's had a big performance at WrestleMania.
Well, they do, but
they're like, oh, Undertaker reportedly, it's being reported that this may be the Undertaker's last match.
Yeah.
Every time we think it's the Undertaker's last match, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, when are we going to get to that point where it is his last match?
I don't know.
I think he'll probably be working up to the wire, honestly. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime
soon. Well, he might not. I just think that it's cool. It's a big pop. This is what WWE needed to do this. You don't have to have a surprise every week, but you have to throw some stuff in there. And I thought this was
like nobody expected it at all.
No.
And it helped that no websites or nothing. It wasn't talked about anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. I thought it was good.
I did too. I screamed for you from the other room.
Yeah.
You were there. You remember. I was loud.
Yeah, it was good. I like the way they did it. I like what they did with it. It was pretty cool.
So, Undertaker comes out and destroys both people. So, that was fun. Then we have Lacey and Baron backstage, and they talk about how much they want the championships and blah, 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 Lacey and Corbin stuff. Then we have, to follow up this excellent segment with the Undertaker returning, we have Braun versus Lashley in a tug-of-war match. Was this necessary?
This is probably one of the things I didn't understand.
Was this necessary?
No.
Yeah.
Why they're doing this with Braun and Lashley? I mean, they're two bigger guys that you could probably put into your top tier status.
Quality stuff, but they're not.
What they're doing with them, I have no clue.
I don't either. So Braun ends up winning, and then after Lashley attacks him, puts the rope around his face, they're probably going to have an Extreme Rules match.
I'm sure they will.
I'm thoroughly expecting them to have an Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Obviously. Duh. What else would it be called?
Yeah. It's crazy they'd have an Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules.
Well, because I'm expecting to see one somewhere. Okay, so thus far, real quick, they have no idea what to do with Braun. I agree. There were reports of them doing Braun versus Samoa Joe for the U.S. title, and then they never went through with that.
There's so many things you could do with him.
But they choose not to, which is the sad part.
I don't understand why they can't figure out what they want to do with him.
So, real quick about the Extreme Rules card thus far. What had been reported was, like, last night, people were like, oh, well, it looks as if we're getting Shane and Drew versus Roman again in a 2-on-1 handicap match following the one that we have tonight.
Yeah.
But that's now not the case. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then the other one was Seth versus Corbin in a tables match. Well, that was completely scrapped. And they're going a different direction.
Yep.
And the other one that has been rumored is Kofi versus Kevin versus Dolph in something match. I don't remember what it was. But that's what's being rumored. I don't want to see Dolph go for the championship again.
No.
I think they just need to end it with what they had last night. It was good. The way they ended it was great. You don't need to go back.
You got to start building your next storyline, I think.
And I don't think they need to go back.
No.
Kevin, I mean, we've seen him so many times at this point. I said this earlier. I feel like Kofi for me, it's kind of starting to get a little old, which is, I don't like saying that because I really like Kofi and I like him being the WWE champion. It's just...
Well, again, they're doing the same thing over and
I'm
over
beginning
again.
to not like him as a WWE champion.
They talk him down. They have people come out talk him down, saying you don't deserve this, all this stuff, and he's like, well, I deserve it and all this stuff, and like it's the same thing over and over again.
He does an excellent job. It's excellent. It's just like you said, it's the same thing over and over again, which it makes it a little tired.
So I think they need to switch that up some.
I agree. It's just, I don't know. It's a
so
little
Braun wins the tug of war, and then Lashley attacks him afterwards.
As I said, Extreme Rules match. I can see it coming.
Then we have Gallows and Anderson versus the Viking Raiders.
I almost thought for a split second that they were going to put Gallows and Anderson over.
Brock needs to just cash in on Kofi, and
I hate pancakes now. I don't hate pancakes. I had pancakes for breakfast. They were delicious.
Yes, you did.
I don't hate pancakes. I only eat them once in a blue moon, so
Yeah.
I don't hate them. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Y'all might be making pancakes every day for all I know. Maybe that's why he's tired of pancakes. Has nothing to do with Kofi.
Could be. So then we have
Probably has a lot to do with Kofi.
the Viking Raiders get the win.
Like I said, I thought there was a split second where they were going to put Gallows and Anderson over because AJ Styles was talking him down backstage like nobody's business.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to reform the club, but maybe he's going to dump them.
He might.
Because I thought Gallows and Anderson were leaving.
Yeah.
But did they sign a new contract?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I haven't seen anything, so I don't know.
I haven't either, which is why I was like, so are they going to do a new story? But they've been using them an awful lot recently, which makes me almost think that they did sign a new contract.
Or they could be like Dean Ambrose and...
They're trying to just give him something, screw him over before he leaves. Yeah. It could be. I don't know.
So Alexa and Nikki are backstage in a segment.
It is a decent segment. Again, it's another thing that I'm kind of not getting bored of, but they need to go somewhere with it. Like, soon.
Yeah.
Not a lot to say. They just kind of got in a little argument with Naomi and Natalya, who they end up having a match with later. But I want the Usos to be 7-time
I want the tag
champions.
team titles to be unified and just have one title.
Oh, that's funny.
And I don't want to have, a 4-way tag team match for a title or anything like that. Or to see who goes for the title. I want, a tag team versus a tag team.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
So then we have the Heath Slater versus Mojo Rawley.
Not!
Yeah, that match
This
didn't
is a
even
joke.
happen.
So R-Truth ends up coming out from the back, and the entire roster follows behind him. And then good old Heath Slater ends up pinning Truth to win the 24/7 title. Truth then wins it back. Then Cedric Alexander pins Truth. Well, I can't speak. Too many words. Then EC3 pins Cedric to win the 24/7 championship. And then Truth wins it back. Truth is now like a 9-time 24/7 champion. He's going to beat Ric Flair's record before Charlotte does. At this rate.
Rikishi should come back.
He's already at...
EC3 finally won a championship. That's funny.
I know he did, bro. I was so excited. I was like, woo! And then I was like, get Drake Maverick over here. Let him double cross him.
EC3 was finally in a match.
They were best buds.
like-
Well, it wasn't even a match.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can consider a match. He pinned him.
I guess, yeah.
It's more than he's been doing.
I guess, yeah.
So
I wanted Drake Maverick to come out from the back and pin EC3 and be like, ha ha! And then EC3 would be like, bro, we were buds. I was at your wedding. I gave you my blue cup. I traded out my red cup for the blue cup just for you.
that would have been good.
You jerk. I can't believe you.
Yep.
Took my championship, and then Truth could have pinned Maverick again to become a 9-time champ. He's going to beat Ric Flair's record before Charlotte does. Of 16-time world champion, right?
Yeah.
Is it 16-time? Or is it more than that?
I don't know. Something like
I
that.
think it's 16-time. Right?
So then we have Kofi versus Sami.
So, the KO and Sami show interrupt Kofi first, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have a little segment here," and he's like reading off these cue cards, and he was like, "Blah blah blah blah. Kofi, you're not supposed to be champion, and you shouldn't be champion, and blah 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 blah. You shouldn't be champion." Kofi ends up winning the Sami match. Then after, Kevin Owens challenges Kofi once the match is over, obviously, and Kofi wins via countout. Funny thing is, there was no count. There was no count out. And apparently it was for the championship.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. Like, literally, Kofi and Kevin were outside the ring. Kofi rolled back in. And then the ref was like, ding, 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 ring the bell. Kofi won via count out.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Heath Slater has kids. Yeah, he does. He's got to get that, he's got to pay those bills.
Yeah.
Got to be that 24/7 champion to pay those bills. So then, after this, Kofi is walking out, up the ramp, and Samoa Joe attacks him from behind.
Again, I think,
Is he going for the championship next?
could be.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it should have happened a long time ago.
Well, it changes
For
some
him
stuff
going
up.
to the WWE Championship.
Thing is, it changes ideas up. I mean, if everybody's like, oh, Brock's going to cash in on Kofi, maybe not.
Please. I can feel it. And when I'm right, I'll be right. Because I have a feeling. Another funny thing about that, talking about Brock, there was a tweet put up by Paul Heyman, and he said something about, oh, this is a lovely love story, but the ending is going to be with Brock Lesnar cashing in, and he's going to burn it down, no pun intended, with, he's going to have the WWE Championship, or the Universal Championship, or whatever. Watching Becky's segment again. Lol. And what did you say in the car about this? He said something about, oh, what if he doesn't go for the Universal Championship at all? He goes after Becky.
Yeah, what if I said he goes after Becky?
I was like, what? I mean, it could be interesting.
That'd be your intergender match.
Well, we already know how you feel about those.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about that in the car.
Yeah.
He's not for them. I was like, well, all the other companies are doing them, so why not?
Yeah. No.
He just doesn't like them. I was like, well, you have problems. So then we get announced that Shane and Drew versus Taker and Roman will be happening at Extreme Rules. Honestly, we were talking about how we were like, oh yeah, I think Miz will be the one to kill Shane. I'm not so sure now.
The Undertaker might bury him.
The Undertaker might very well kill him.
Yeah.
Bury him 6 feet under.
Yeah.
And then take him back out just to kill him once again.
He might.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of questioning my theories because they brought the Undertaker in, and now I don't know where they're going with it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Is it going to be Undertaker and Drew who goes forward, and Miz and Shane is going to happen? Is it going to be Shane being thrown off a 50-foot cage again? Oh boy, would I love to see that. Whew, that'd be exciting stuff.
I don't know where they're going with it, but they threw a twist in it. People now have to guess and figure out what's going to happen.
So after that was announced, we get Naomi versus Alexa. Alexa ends up getting the win and then attacks Naomi after. She tells Nikki to help her, but Nikki is kind of standing there looking at her kind of confused, like, what? Where do we...
Becky 316.
Why are we attacking her? The match is over. And she ends up pushing
Reigns' family had to call Grandpa.
That's funny. Nikki's looking confused, and then she ends up pushing Naomi, but Alexa goes down too, and Alexa's kind of sitting there going, what the heck? That's not what I asked you to do. And then Natalya comes out, and then we go to commercial break. Then we come back, and we have that good old segue into a, tag match, per usual. Commercial break. It's always the best.
Yeah.
And then you come back and there's a tag match. So we get Naomi and Natty versus Nikki and Alexa and Nikki end up getting the win. And then they're all happy-go-lucky family dudes.
Yep.
So, Awesome.
Again, I thought it was kind of cool, the storyline they're creating here. I think what you're going to see is and I don't know if it'll be Extreme Rules or at SummerSlam, you're going to see Alexa Bliss versus Nikki.
Yeah.
Just my prediction.
I'm thinking so.
Again, it's a storyline that's kind of being created, and we'll see where they go with it. I still think Nikki's gonna become the psycho Nikki that she was and side with Bray Wyatt or something. Be part of that faction.
I hope. Because this Alexa crap is kind of getting old.
Yeah.
But
it's part of the show, man.
Yeah. Then we get the main event, Ricochet versus AJ Styles, and I thought this was gonna end differently. It was a good match.
Definitely good.
Not a doubt in my mind. Ricochet's been putting on some epic matches recently.
Yes.
They've been good. He's just good in the ring. So the Good Brothers end up coming to ringside, and AJ tells them to leave because he doesn't want them to mess them up because they always lose now.
Well, what happened was one of them reached for Ricochet. And
I missed that.
He basically said that you aren't going to mess us up and you aren't going to interfere in this, and so go away.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I was probably walking down here.
Yeah, probably.
To get to the computer. So I missed it. The ending sucked. I agree. I'm not going to lie. I 100% agree. So I was kind of thinking with the cameo of Abby the Witch, I kind of thought that Bray Wyatt was going to show up at the end, and AJ Styles is supposed to have a match at Extreme Rules, but we don't know who his opponent is going to be. There hasn't been a storyline created. He's supposedly supposed to have a match at Extreme Rules, though. So I was like, well...
Alexa's her character is always fun. Yeah, definitely.
Why not Bray? I think that could be fun. And so
here's
that's what I thought they were going to do.
What if
But they didn't. AJ just got the win and then pulled up Ricochet and was like, good fight, bro. You didn't win.
AJ and the Good Brothers are recruiting Ricochet.
To be in
their little group.
The Bullet Club?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Look at it. Look at.
I mean, they started hanging. That's what I'm thinking. Ooh. Here's a twist. This would kind of change Ricochet from being more so of a face to. Well, I mean, he could stay face. What if the Good Brothers are like, well, AJ treats us like crap. I don't want to deal with him anymore. And then they're like, oh, well, we're just going to hang around Ricochet now. And they become. They kind of become Ricochet's lackeys, so to speak, but not lackeys because they're all just like buds and friends and stuff, and they just hang out together. And it's not really like, oh, AJ's the boss and everything goes through AJ.
Yeah.
What if they pull that scenario?
They might. I just thought that, they were kind of, maybe it was all a setup and...
I think AJ will turn heel. Well, I thought he was going to turn back at Money in the Bank. If I'm being honest, so...
yeah, I think something's going to happen there. Yeah. I'm confused. Is Alexa face or heel? I think she's both.
On good days?
Depends on the day.
Yeah, it really does. It's like that split personality disorder.
Yeah.
She would fit right in with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So, that's Raw. But
again, like we said, I thought this overall was probably the best Raw of the year.
I'm not going to disagree.
They had a couple spots that could have been done a little better. But overall, I thought it was the best Raw of the year.
Huh. So real quick, I got a question. So, it was being reported that today it was supposed to be announced who was supposed to be on the cover of 2K20. That has not happened yet. Anybody have anything on when we're supposed to see who's supposed to be on the cover? Because I've looked.
And you can't find it.
I'm pretty sure they said June 24th. Maybe it was July. I think it was June, though.
June and July are two different months.
I know, but it started with a J. I'm pretty sure it was June. I think it was June. Because I swear to you, I saw this forever ago, though. So I don't know for certain. I will look.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, so I don't know. SummerSlam.
Interesting. See, June 24th. It says, according to a document, WWE 2K20 is slated to be officially announced on June 24th. WWE 2K20 will feature an early release for Digital Deluxe and Collector's Edition buyers on October 1st. And then October 5th will be the launch date. Ricochet should have won. He should not be losing after he won the championship. I agree. I thought he should have won the match, but that wouldn't have gone along with my thoughts of having Bray Wyatt come out and knock some people around.
Well, I think the one thing that
Becky's on the cover. Yeah, I know Becky's going to be on the cover. I just want to see what it looks like, and I want to see them officially announce it, James.
I think the one thing about the whole Ricochet thing, because, you know, they've said wins and losses don't mean anything in WWE, so, and why even have a match if you're not going to have the title up for
Let's
grabs?
all guess. All right, put your guesses in. Who's going to be on the cover? My guess is Becky.
Yeah, I think Becky's going to be on it.
It just makes sense to me. And, like, you were talking about it the other day. You were like, oh, really? The cover star doesn't really matter. Like, getting announced to be on the cover, it's, like, not a big deal because having a good game is what's better. And I was like, well, honestly, it is a big deal because there have been some big names that have made the cover. We have Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar. I already got mine pre-ordered. You know, there have been big names that are the cover stars. And that's why it's a big deal, in my opinion. I think it's a big deal. And people get really hyped when they see who's on the cover, and it almost has to be Becky. It just makes sense, you know. And it's not only a big deal because being a cover star is a huge deal, but she'll be the first female to be on a cover of the 2K WWE games.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Might not be a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to a lot of people. You just like a good game.
Well, it's cool, but I mean, like I said, I'm not, like, the cover of the game doesn't matter to me. And
I see, like, AJ was on the cover last year. Seth was on the cover the year before that. Stone Cold. I mean, who else? I don't even know who else.
I don't know for sure.
Well, if you went backwards, I'd be able to see it.
I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything on, you know, who's going to be on the cover of.
No, but it's a big deal, and a lot of people, you know, think. Supposedly, there's supposed to be a lot of new people in it. Not like a lot of new people, but, you know, like, there's supposed to be a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
It's rumored that Hulk Hogan is supposed to be in it, which is new and different because he hasn't been in a WWE game in several years.
I don't see anything there, so who knows?
CM Punk.
That'd be funny.
Becky's been on fire for a couple months. CM Punk. I'm so glad for Becky. She deserves to be on the cover. I agree.
Shane will be
on the cover.
That's
No!
funny.
Sorry, it'll be the 1-2K game that we don't buy.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure we have, like, most of them. Hulk Hogan pre-order, yeah. There's also supposed to be China. China's supposed to be in one of the pre-orders and that's a big deal too. And DX is supposed to be like the big like Hall of Fame thing. You know, like they've had Kurt Angle and Steve Austin and stuff like that. DX is supposed to be it, and China's supposed to be included, which I think is cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Because they haven't before.
Yeah.
So, that'll be exciting. So, tomorrow, SmackDown. That should be fun. Let's hope it's not filled with Shane. That's all I hope for.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be like last week or the week before where it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun old time in this chat. Because there'll probably be a rant if Shane is on my TV for longer than 10 minutes. And, yeah. So, just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
So, with that, I think we've pretty much wrapped up Raw and the pay-per-view.
I think so.
We'll be back tomorrow night. Get a reminder, we stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT.
If Shane is on the cover, I will burn. I literally burn to the ground. I will burn. That's funny. Once again, I'm your prediction champion. Anthony, you lost by a point. Darn, there's always next time.
Yeah, now I have to listen to this for like the next month.
No, this I won't talk. Well, I mean, I'll talk about it here on the streams, but this won't move from my desk where it generally is.
Yeah, we'll just talk about how much Lacey and Baron are going to win the titles. Yep. See, I just set you off. I just got you stopped talking about.
No. I'll win it back. Stop it. No, you're not. I'm gonna hold on to this for as long as I possibly can, and if anybody's gonna win it back, it'll be me. I will retain it. See, I'm so good I can win back my own championship. Won't have it long. Well, I got 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So, you know what? Anyways, I wanted to say something real quick about the Becky and Seth. I have to remember there's 2 other people in this match. And Lacey and Corbin match. So, real quick, I just personally don't think that they will have them lose. Because, bro, it's going to be like their first tag match ever together.
Yep.
So why on earth would they have them lose?
Because it's the last time that Lacey will face.
I don't care.
Just telling you.
I really don't care. I really don't care. Stop it, you plague. Becky and Seth wins. Yeah, see, they have to. And, like, especially for it being, like, the first time they'll ever compete together in a tag team match, like, they have to win.
Yes, they have to.
They have to. It makes no sense for them not to.
Yes. And we give the people what they want.
Will this be the main event of Extreme Rules? Probably.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Unless they pull some stupid trigger
we'll
like Kofi in the main event.
We'll have to see what other matches there are.
But I'm expecting this to be the main event.
I would almost make the Undertaker your main event.
I almost wouldn't, because we're not putting Shane in the main event. I'm sorry, we're not.
Okay.
If we put Shane in the main event, well, we're gonna have some issues here, and I will not be okay with that.
Yeah.
AEW pay-per-view this weekend. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Spider Fest.
Yep.
We're gonna watch it. It'll be free on the BR app, and we're gonna watch it. And we're going to do our recap. Are we doing predictions?
I don't know.
Could we do that for this show?
We've
watched one.
We'll take a look.
We know people.
We'll take a look.
I kind of want to do predictions.
Maybe we'll let you know, like, tomorrow. James will let him done.
See, we're not making Shane the main event of Extreme Rules. We're not.
Corbin and Lacey get heels. Where have you heard that?
Stop. They're not great heels, okay?
Where have you heard that?
They might be.
The thing is, you can't stop
heels.
talking about them.
No, because I hate them. I hate their guts.
Look.
Now that's the thing. Like,
they did their job.
It means they did their job, which makes me mad that they did their job. Which means I should probably stop talking about them, but I can't because I hate them.
They drew the rage out of you.
I hate them. See, actually,
and you continue to talk about them.
Actually, if we want to be technical here, I did not hate Lacey.
Till she faced Becky.
Yep. Now, when she's done with Becky, I will be okay with her again.
Oh.
I still won't like Lacey because she's not good in the ring.
Okay.
But I won't absolutely hate her.
Depends, James, if you have, like, we have an Apple TV and we get it on there. I believe you can get it on...
Anyways, continuing on. I don't hate Lacey. Yes, I do. Who am I kidding? In this situation, I hate Lacey. Everyone hates Corbin and Lacey. See? The whole world hates Corbin and Lacey. Why? Because they suck.
It's called... You can get it on your phone. It's called Bleacher Report Live.
Otherwise known as
I would assume you can get it on an iPad. I haven't checked to see if they have it on computer.
They probably do. Their website.
I'll check here.
Live.
Can you actually watch live stuff on here?
I don't know. I've never tried.
I would assume you can get it on the computer. I mean, I've actually got their website pulled up right now. But I don't see where I can, like, log in or anything like that. There's a login there. Get the app. BR Live. Here we are. Let's check this out. Yes, it looks like you can get it on the computer.
Oh yeah, All Elite Wrestling Fighter Fest.
So you can get it on the computer.
Watching it from TV. I have an iPhone. I hate Lacey. I agree.
Definitely you can get it on iPhone.
Bleacher Report?
Yep, Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report app. It's actually called the Bleacher Report Live.
BR Live.
So you can get it on there.
Oh boy.
So there are ways to watch it. Like I said, we'll definitely watch it and see what happens, and then we'll do a show.
Of course.
Possibly do
Of course we will.
prediction show.
Of course we will. Because why wouldn't we?
Other than that, I think
that's pretty much it. Once again, I'm your, reigning, defending, undisputed, universal, WWE, heavyweight, lightweight.
Yeah.
The Iconics commercial was funny. I didn't really pay attention. I don't know. I just walked out of the room. It was commercial break. I walked out of the room.
I would like the Iconics if they just don't do the screaming stuff.
Me too. I would too. Now, remember, people, we're supposed to get a match in Tokyo. Well, we're not going to get a match. But there's supposed to be a match in Tokyo. And if Asuka and Kairi Sane win, they get a shot at the titles. Hopefully at Extreme Rules. I just want to see Kylie Ray. Yeah, James. We know. We know you do.
Yes. All right.
Anyways, I was in the middle of trying to finish my Brock Lesnar segment here. Brock Lesnar wasn't on TV, and neither was Paul Heyman, so I have to do it. Anyways, I'm your reigning, defending, undisputed, universal WWE heavyweight, lightweight, Wrestle Story prediction me champion.
Yeah. With that, we're
For
out of
Stomping
here.
Grounds!
If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell button so you know when we go live. We'll be back tomorrow.
Lesnar can
Which I can
stay
stay away.
away. Well,
Back tomorrow.
do I make a better Lesnar? That's the question. To be Lesnar or to not be Lesnar?
Yeah. Scott, James, Elijah, Anthony. Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
that was everybody that was in here tonight.
I'm pretty sure that's everybody that was in here.
Yes.
Thanks for hopping in
Thanks
the
for
chat.
stopping in. We'll be back tomorrow.
He is in Tokyo.
The 28th and the 29th. You show up every week.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see,
I
so
do.
you can't be Brock Lesnar. You
No, but I
show
can
up
be
every
better
week.
than Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar showed up for like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm the better, new, improved version of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I guess. With that, peace out.